Hello and welcome to episode 55 of Backcap with highlights taken from casts on TeamFortress.tv. I'm your host Kame for this week, and we will be covering the highlights and news from December 3rd to the 10th. With the ETF2L and OzFortress seasons wrapped up last week, all we have left to cover are the ESEA playoffs, where Froyotech look to defend their title against EVL Gaming. We have a very exciting week of news to supplement our dearth of highlights. Banny announced the first Faceit Weekly Cup on Sunday, and the team formerly known as Crowns have created a new organization and are looking to attend the ESEA Rewind LAN in California. Wait, we just had a Faceit tournament, right? That's right, we did, but this new series of cups will be a weekly occurrence and are being used by Faceit to further test and improve their service. The cup is open to 16 teams and will be played in a single elimination bracket with standard ESEA class limits and whitelist. The total prize pot for the first cup is a combination of 84 keys and 8,000 Faceit points. Though it is too late to sign up for this cup due to it being announced in the same week it was played, keep an eye out for future Faceit cups as they will be open to all entrants. It is also open to both of the major regions, so if you're from North America or Europe, get in there and show Faceit your support. TeamFortress.tv will be covering the event, but since it was played out while this episode was being made, highlights will be in the next week's episode. Our playoff highlights will conclude with Froyotech versus EVL Gaming. Since EVL came from the lower bracket, they had to beat Froyo in 2 best-of-3s in order to take first place.
If they spot out Blaze here, they could be primed to push into last, but they don't. Blaze getting a clean bomb, hitting 2 rockets onto Dingo, dropping him for the second time this game. Dingo has dropped, and EVL is still going to push last. They need to carry this momentum into last if they want to secure this round. They have so much time on the point. Jan's just dancing around, getting most of the point capped. Budowski getting pushed all the way into his own upper lobby and gets taken down by Banny. Great defense from Froyo, and a great play once again from Blaze.
I can't even believe Budowski lived there. He looked like he was a goner for sure. And actually, EVL thinking about pushing into last while Froyotech are 3 players down with the Devilman being stuck behind them. It's going to be a 4 versus 2 pushing into last. They're going to go stack towards the point with both of their scouts. Double soldier bombing in though. Patty Blaze hold that off there as Budowski, the only player alive for EVL on top of the point.
Garbuglio. Oh my god. Garbuglio just b-hopping off of Blaze's head, finishing off the round. I like that heads-up decision there to push last, even though they had a few respawners to wait for. Donski, but he does have that full Uber advantage, and he pops it into lobby. He doesn't really see much. They're chasing Slemnish, but there's no one else in the vicinity, so Yomps hitting Shade's head with the sniper rifle, taking him down. A questionable Uber from Shade there, and he gets punished to the greatest extent, losing his life to Yomps, and that's going to give Dingo that fat Uber advantage. Not full Uber advantage, but it's going to be darn close as EVL is working their way out of their own lobby here. Yomps goes down, and Froyo is pushing the lower area.
Yeah, Faceit's pushing his way into last, putting damage into Garbuglio, but this push is falling apart for them. Still, there's a couple hurt players on EVL that are in the deep red, and EVL still managed to hold onto this just barely after losing Shade. But EVL, look at the way they're playing. It's so passive. Like, they have 80% Uber advantage. They have even numbers, and they're just taking their sweet time waiting for their respawners, and all that time is giving Shade plenty of time to charge up his Uber in time to defend middle.
Actually going in, killing Slemnish, and forcing the Uber out of Dingo. Rando coming in, trying to make a play, but he might lose his life as he is wobbling his way out through this lower lobby, and Blaze is still alive. He gets the force, he gets the pick, and he gets back to his team. Yomps still on last though, Slen.
Yeah, good call by EVL to cut their losses though on that bad Uber and just back their way out of this. They just need to force Shade as the Backcap comes in from Yomps. Faceit turns around for it, but Yomps actually gets the Backcap as a spy. I can't even believe it. I mean, it was a great force out of Blaze, but they ended up baiting themselves into pushing out, and that spy play coming in from Yomps gets the round.
Retain that Uber advantage. It's going to be about 50% pushing into last year, and it looks like they want to go through lobby. Yomps on spy, and he's in a prime position to make a play. Is Shay going to turn around? He is not. Yomps, the playmaker for EVL, making plays left and right, and just add that one onto the list there. Froyotech still pushing last without their medic. They might be able to make some plays of their own. They're losing players though. They're throwing every player at Dingo, and they're just not getting the frag. Habib, the final player to go in. Can he hit the miracle pipe? He cannot. And off of that Yomps play, EVL turning the tides back in their favor. They're going to recap second. They're going to have almost full Uber advantage coming into mid as well.
Yeah, I think he like faked that he's gonna go swap off, and that just kind of
No
throws
way.
Froyo off his scent.
He's actually in position again to make a play here. This is some next level
Ballsy.
stuff, man. This is some mind
ballsy.
games. Is he gonna convert it? He has to
wait.
cloak. He does see a back. He gets to beat.
Oh.
He gets the chain stab onto Vanny. 2 picks is very good for his team. That's gonna allow his team to push out of last. As I say, that Blaze is on last. They need to turn around, take him down, and that might delay EVL's push long enough. But on the other side,
there on top of
Yams
Shade.
is just 1v1ing Shade right now. Shade gets 2 Uber saws, but he did force the Uber.
Froyotech opened with a strong first half on Snakewater and went into halftime up 3-1. EVL made some adjustments and were able to tie up the game at 4-all with 7 minutes left, but Froyo was able to weather the individual brilliance of Yamps to win map 1 5-4. Process was do or die for EVL and they made the first half count. Yamps pulled out his best stabby impression and EVL took a 3-1 lead into the half. Froyotech recovered from their spy-induced trauma in the second half where they chalked up 4 unanswered rounds to defend their ESEA title. While Froyotech celebrated back-to-back ESEA titles across the pond, the Euros were planning. Cadis announced the creation of Seven, a TF2 esports organization which is looking to send a team to the ESA Rewind LAN in January. The team features the core of Crowns with the addition of Ali and AMS. Cadis is the team's manager and director of content creation. Ultimately, Seven's goal is to be a self-sustaining organization without any need for community funding, but due to the relatively short notice of the event, the team is looking to raise $4,000 to send the players to California and to pay for their hotel rooms. Donator perks include raffle tickets for unusuals or player items, signed t-shirts, and a night of coaching from Cadis. But if those items don't pique your interest, the team has more unconventional options available, such as a World of Warcraft session with Thalash and Drak, a disposable camera with pictures from the LAN, or the legendary Kato hat itself. Check out the team's Indiegogo page or Cadis' TFTV post for more information if you are interested in donating toward a European invasion of NA-TF2 or are interested in owning a priceless piece of TF2 history. As a quick note, registration is now live for the ESA Rewind Open tournament, so get your team signed up and your fees paid if you're planning on competing at the event. That's it for this week's episode. With all of our regular season TF2 action wrapped up, expect shorter episodes for the near future. We'll still be covering the Faceit Cup and we'll be bringing you any bit of TF2 news we can find though, so keep tuning in to Backcap.